According to Matthew Walker, author of the book Why Do We Sleep, human beings are the only species that will deliberately deprive themselves of sleep. Now, the good news is that since this pandemic began, people have been sleeping a lot more, which ultimately is good. But the bad news is that proportionately, our sleep quality has considerably declined. And with sleep quality affecting literally every major system in the human body, I thought that it would be super topical to discuss the mainstream explosion of sleep measurement technologies and really to form a discussion about why they are gaining so much momentum in the workplace. Now, my name is Aaron Sherwood, and in this tech talk, I'm going to be discussing sleep measurement technologies. So here goes. Now, I remember spending quite a large proportion of my degree back in 2015 questioning whether this late to bed, early to rise routine really does make you the most informed person in the room. And after all, when you think about it, part of Margaret Thatcher's reputation came from really quite how little she slept. I think it was between 2 to 4 hours a night. But on the flip side, there's plenty of examples of high-flying founders like Jack Ma, for example, Alibaba's founder, and Jeff Bezos, Amazon's CEO, who both claim that they get between 7 and 8 hours a night, claiming that actually they don't want to risk making poor executive decisions as a result of being tired or grouchy. And according to one report that I found, lack of sleep in the UK alone costs the UK economy £40.3 billion every year due to lost productivity in the workplace. And what we're seeing is actually this big change in sleep perception. With the likes of huge amounts of celebrity endorsement in this space, actually bragging about one's lack of sleep in the workplace is really not becoming quite as cool as it used to be. In fact, actually, a few weeks ago, I managed to get my hands on the same device which Prince Harry is using. And this device is called an Oura Ring. Now, Oura is actually part of an industry which is estimated to be worth about £70 billion. And that's all devoted to help us sleep better. And in a lot of ways, this device isn't really that dissimilar from other health and fitness trackers created by the likes of Whoop or Fitbits and even aspects of what I also have, which is the Apple Watch. But in contrast to the Apple Watch, which shows you real-time data, what I really like, and which is a bit different to that, is actually how Oura measures deviations from what's normal for you. And that's really smart because actually it breaks down in a really digestible way all of your different biometrics. In fact, actually, here's a snapshot view of my daily dashboard from Oura. And this allows me to measure and monitor my health over time. Now, what you can see here is the view which shows my readiness, my sleep and activity scores. And all of this is generated from a combination of different data points which sit underneath all of this. That includes things like my resting heart rate, my body measurements, including temperature deviation, and my respiratory rate. Now, I personally think it's quite remarkable that something so lightweight and actually quite trendy can generate such detailed data sets. In fact, just this morning, I discovered that Oura Ring's ability to monitor temperature variation can actually reliably detect the onset of fever, which we all know is actually one of the symptoms of COVID-19. And whilst this device actually can't diagnose or tell you with certainty that you have COVID-19, it certainly does help you to understand that your vitals are deviating outside of the norm. Personally, what I found most interesting about these technologies is the fact that I now have the ability to compare data with other health wearables and apps, just like Sleep Cycle. Now, I really like this app because what it does is it actually connects to my Apple Watch and it tracks my sleeping patterns. And what it does is it actually wakes me up in the morning when I'm in my lightest sleep phase through vibrations right on my wrist. And actually, whilst I am actually using my Apple Watch, the app also works if you just put your smartphone beside you at bedtime, and it uses a technology in the phone using your accelerometer. So where is this all heading? Well, I believe that people are really starting to see the value in sleep tracking technology, particularly as it becomes more fashionable and trendy. I also see this trend in organisations where they're beginning to gamify sleep, offering incentives and perks to improve their sleep. And it should really be of no shocker that some of the world's biggest cheerleaders for sleep technology are tech executives, including Square and Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, who is also known to be wearing one of these Oura Rings. In other organizations like NASA, Google, for example, they're already enjoying the benefits of siestas through specially designed napping pods designed to improve productivity and focus. BlackRock, for example, the giant asset management firm, they've already started buying sleep monitoring devices just like this for their employees. Now already over 100 portfolio managers and investment professionals are using this technology as part of their behavioral finance initiatives. The idea behind this is that it makes investors more aware of their own biases, stresses, and even lifestyle factors that can influence their decision making and in turn their risk-taking abilities. I also found it really interesting that actually employees that have signed up to that program can also choose to share their individual data with 2 other teammates. And they've been setting up things like different competitions and incentive programs to foster these new behaviors. Now, in my opinion, the future of sleep optimization fundamentally depends on technology, and there really isn't any other way around it. And I really do believe that when we measure what we can measure, we can improve. So that's it for today's Tech Talk. As ever, thank you so much for listening to me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you all soon. Thanks for now.